body provides us with sensations. Pain, love, joy, happiness, anger, whatever. It comes from this mechanism. It's a mechanism. The eyes take in light, but they don't see light back here in the brain. They see energy vibrations. Sound comes in my ears. I don't hear the sound, I hear the vibrations. Taste, that's a vibration. It's a chemical vibration. And all of a sudden, oh my God, this is a transducer. It takes life experiences in a body that gives us vision and smell and taste and touch and pain and love and joy. And I say, and this is sent back to our source. So we came here to have life experiences. And I go, at that moment of awakening, I said, oh crap. Here's the major difference between men and women. Men are not allowed to have these sensory experiences. And I'll give you a reason, but women are. So women are sensitive. And that's a way of life for them. They're sensitive. And then they go, but men are so insensitive. I go, that was a program. We were programmed to be insensitive for a very simple reason. You cannot be a soldier if you're sensitive. You can't kill somebody if you're sensitive. So men have been knowingly programmed to lose sensitivity so they can be used to do those jobs like killing somebody else. And I go, oh my God. Then I missed the reason for being on this planet. I missed the feeling of what is love all about. You know, what are these senses of joy and happiness? I'm not allowed to experience them as a guy because that interferes with a soldier job. I go, I'm wasting my life. And that was a wake-up call. I said, well, damn it, go out and taste it and touch it and feel it and smell it and do whatever you want. And if it's really good, do it again. And if it didn't work out so good, then don't do that one again. You came here to have these experiences. Why would you want to waste your life having all the negative fear, anxiety, all those problems? It was a choice. It was consciousness. But we didn't know that because we were programmed to be victim. And a victim has no power. And as long as you believe you're a victim, then you manifest victim. And this is why I'm so honored to be with you, Jeff, because you're experiencing this. You know this stuff. You're trying to get this message out to the other people. Why? To wake us all up. Because we came here to manifest heaven on earth, like falling in love. And I go, then what about all this war and pestilence and plague and all these things? I go, oh, that's a manifestation. And we're manifesting it. You can live in this world without even being involved with all those things. You just have to change who you are and what you want, conscious mind, versus programs, subconscious mind. And when you understand this, you become empowered. And I say, empowered to do what? I say, create heaven on earth. And then people think, oh, you die and go to heaven. I go, boy, is that a big mistake? Because you're going to get to the pearly gates. St. Peter's going to be there. And he says, well, how was your experience in heaven? He said, what do you mean? I said, you were on earth, right? That's heaven. Why? That's where you came to create. What'd you create? I go, oh, I don't want to wait to the end, man. My mother remarried when she was relatively older, and she married this guy who was, I said, curmudgeon-y guy. He was not really a happy guy or anything. He lived to be like 95, 96 or something. He had cancer. My mother took care of him at home. The last week of his life, he essentially wasn't there. He was just comatose, more or less, in the bed. And then 2 days before he died, all of a sudden his eyes opened up. He was there. And he looked at my mother and he said, I didn't have any fun. And all of a sudden I just said, holy crap, he's going to die in 2 days. And he woke up today. He didn't have any fun. I said, that's not me, babe. Because when I finish, it's going to be, that was great. Let's do it again.
Are you happy?
It's a difficult question. I'm not searching for happiness. I'm searching for peace. My state of what I'm aiming for, I would say it is peace. If there's happiness, there is sadness. If something can rise, something must fall. If you can attain something, there's something to lose. That's why it's difficult. That's why I stopped the moment. I don't know what type of happiness you mean. Being satisfied with where I'm standing, yes. Does it mean that I don't have hard moments? I have hard moments. And that's why for me, what is it I ultimately look for? I would call it's just peace.
Are you at peace?
More and more, yes. The biggest mistake a person can do right now, no matter in which situation you are, is to give up. You might not reach the best version of yourself in this lifetime, but a better one than you are right now. The main point is to find something that you are not standing still where you are right now. At least prepare yourself slowly, step by step, to get out of that hole right now.
3 months before you're born, the screen lights up. Boom, you're on. Yeah, but you got no programs. I go, well, where do you get the programs from? You read the environment. You watch the environment. And especially right after birth, the most important thing is this. A child's brain for 7 years is in a state of hypnosis. I go, why? Because, let me ask a question, how many rules does it take to be a functional member of a family? How many rules does it take to be a functional member of that community? I go, thousands of rules. I say, you're going to take an infant, put him in school, give him a book and say, read these rules so you can be a member of a family? It's like, infant can't do that. Nature created the first 7 years of that child's life in a state of brain function called theta, which is hypnosis. I go, what's the point? Well, how do you learn the rules? You watch. You watch your parents and you download their behavior. You watch your siblings, you download their behavior. You watch the community and download their behavior. So I say, what's in your subconscious mind? Programs. Yeah? Where'd you get them from? Watching other people. So I said, do those programs support your wishes and desires? And I go, rarely do they do that, but your programs, you needed to get it into the computer. By age 7, you've downloaded the functional programs of how to, be a citizen here, okay? And then what? Then you become conscious at age 7. And that's when you can type on the keyboard and put your information into the computer. And all of a sudden I said, well, that's because you are a creator. Your thoughts are going to put the information in, and your brain is going to use the computation of that to manifest a life that matches the thought.
You take this orange and you squeeze it as hard as you can squeeze it, and you ask yourself, what will come out? And what comes out when you squeeze an orange? Orange juice. Never, no matter how many times you squeeze it, will apple juice come out. And the next question is why? Why when you squeeze an orange as hard as you can squeeze it, does orange juice come out? The reason that orange juice comes out when you squeeze it is because that's what's inside. Now you extend the metaphor and someone squeezes you. That is, someone says something about you that you don't like. Someone behaves towards you in a way that you find offensive. And out of you comes anger, hatred, bitterness, tension, fear, anxiety, stress. And immediately you say, the reason that comes out of me is because of how he said it, or the way that she said that, or because they did that. But the truth is, the reality is that what comes out is what's inside. And if you don't like what's inside, you can change it.
Where does depression come from? Depression comes from having had to push down your emotions. Wow. But why did you have to push down your emotions? To stay connected to your parents. In other words, it was a coping mechanism. And what I'm saying is that a lot of illness, whether of the mind or the body or both, comes from coping mechanisms. There are normal coping mechanisms in response to an abnormal situation. It's not normal for a child to be banished from the presence of the parent. If you look at indigenous people, they carry their kids everywhere. Kids are always with the parents.
You see, the mind can only focus on one thing at a time. The mind cannot focus on two things at once. If you try and put two images in the mind at the same time, you have confusion. It'd be like putting two images on the screen at the same time. You'd have confusion.
Literally look at a dot or a line placed on a wall or on your computer in front of you for 30 to 60 seconds, and then moving into some dedicated work where you need to focus. And indeed, just looking at a narrow piece of the visual world, a small piece of the visual world for some period of time, and forcing yourself to hold that gaze on that location as best you can increase your level of cognitive attention and your ability to focus and stay focused. And this is not magic. It is the consequence of the fact that most of your cognition follows your visual perception.
The part of the brain that is responsible for mind wandering is called the default mode network. One research study on the default mode network estimated that 47% of people spend their waking hours thinking about something other than what they're doing, and this mind wandering typically makes them unhappy. But the good news is your default mode responds to neuroplasticity changes. So what improves neuroplasticity in the parts of the brain that can keep your default mode in check? Diet. Magnesium, curcumin, and intermittent fasting all improve neuroplasticity. Meditation is also a powerful way to get control over your thoughts and keep the default mode turned off. And antidepressant medications, if you have depression or anxiety.
If you listen to something, you will see your mind will become focused and still. Hearing is not listening. Hearing unfortunately happens, whether you like it or not. Hearing causes distress to the mind. Listening brings mind to stillness. Every moment of existence, everything is speaking. People don't listen. People cannot listen because too much is happening. Their own talk is happening in their head. And the danger of speaking on these terms is, now there are a lot of scatterbrains who suddenly hear coconut trees telling them something. That's a danger. So to listen does not mean to imagine. You can only be listening when you're not talking, isn't it?
Oh, discipline, wake up early, take a cold shower, fuck this, fuck that, whatever. It's all fucking bullshit. It's not. This is when I realized that the human mind, once everything gets connected, once the mind knows you're not going to quit something, it's gonna try to find more. Get back to fucking work. It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the fucking noise. Get back to the fucking mental lab. The biggest thing you have to do is shut off technology. You have to go dark. What I mean by that is you have to be quiet in your mind. Get away from people. We love being around people. We love talking. We love parties. We love all that shit. It's okay to be alone. It's also okay to be unhappy. It's okay to be unhappy sometimes, man. It's okay to say, you know what, man, I'm up. So you gotta go to the truth first. Who are you? Get really accountable and say, okay, who am I? What's the truth about me? Get to that dark place in your mind. Figure out, it may take months, it may take years. Figure out your purpose. Figure out what you want to be in life. And then from there, I have my purpose. It may take a long time. No one knows their purpose because it's too loud. Find your purpose. From there, all right, you gotta start planning. People love the planning phase because it's very comfortable. And then from the planning phase, you gotta go to execution. The execution phase where we all hate, because that's where the real work begins, and that's when the failure happens, and the failure. That's kind of how you have to do it.
You want to reach your goal? How to reach the goal the quickest? Be focused with your energy. Meaning, be focused with the mind. Don't lose the goal from the mind. Whatever you do from the moment of waking up until the evening, whatever you do, keep the goal in the mind. This is the quickest way of making this goal come real.
In all my years as a clinical psychologist, I have never seen anyone ever get away with anything at all, even once. You know, there's that old idea that God has a book, and keeps track of everything in heaven. It's like, okay, maybe it's not a book. Fine. But that is a really useful thing to think about because, well, maybe you disagree. Maybe you think people get away with things all the time. I tell you, I've never seen it. What I see instead is that thing happens, right? Someone twists the fabric of reality. And they do it successfully because it doesn't snap back at them that moment. And then 2 years later, something unravels and they get walloped and they think, oh my God, that's so unfair. And then we track it. What happened before that? This. Well, and then what? This. And then what? This. And then what? Oh, this. Oh, that's where it went wrong. It's because you can't twist the fabric of reality without having it snap back. It doesn't work that way. And why would it? Because what are you going to do? Twist the fabric of reality?
You have to learn to select your thoughts the same way that you select your clothes every day. Now, that's a power that you can cultivate. And you want to come here and you want to control your life so bad, work on the mind. And that's the only thing you should be trying to control. Because if you can't master your thoughts, you're in trouble forever.
I am trying.
Hello, that's a damn problem. Stop trying. Surrender. Go out into the garden and just sit there and still your mind and watch what happens. Why don't you just let it be?
If you're talking about manifesting your dreams, it only requires two things. It requires a clear intention. An intention is a vision, a possibility. The moment you say, what would it be like to be healthy? What would it be like to be wealthy? What would it be like to have a new home? What would it be like to have a great job? And you get this idea in your mind, that's intention. Then you write down the details. Okay, I want to travel around the world. I want to have great benefits, great insurance. I want to work with really cool people. I want to have a chance to be creative. And you list all of those individual elements to fortify your dream. The more you get clear on those details, the more your brain begins to work in new ways. The moment you get inspired and you begin to feel what it would be like to live in that future, your body is getting a chemical sampling, an emotional sampling. It's getting a taste of the future. What is the emotion you would feel if you had your dream come true? Incredible gratitude. If you can hold on to that emotional state of gratitude, your body is living in that future in the present moment. And that's when we begin to see the miracles happen.
Anything you say with the words I am, your subconscious will then take that as a command. If you say I am sick, you're actually creating sick in the future. See, a lot of people think when they're describing the present, well, I'm sick. But the fact is you're prescribing the future by describing the present as it is. And most people never get that. So when you're saying negative things to yourself, you're affecting yourself in a physiological way. And so we're constantly programming our subconscious. So this is why the people that live the most effective lives are always acting as if they're in the future and the future's perfect.